Good afternoon, guys. It's working, bringing you a quick update on Ethereum. Hope you guys are having a wonderful afternoon. We're looking at Ethereum to the US dollar on Coinbase. This is the one-day chart, guys, and Ethereum is looking rather bearish at the moment. Yeah, very, very bearish at the moment, guys. We can see that this prior low here has been broken. Yeah, this prior low of, let's see, it was somewhere around 360. We can see prices fallen as low as 348 here, at least on Coinbase, 346 almost. Came into this support zone starting at 355 going to 335, and it's now kind of hit that support zone and is just kind of sitting right on top of it. Came back in, wicked into it, and then just kind of came right back up, guys, and now it's kind of moving sideways, consolidating. Has been for, this is the third day now it's been consolidating, and guys, now it's just a question of which direction is it going to go next. And in my opinion, as I said, guys, we're not seeing the volume. We may have one more leg down. That's just my opinion. If I come back out here and we zoom and we look at kind of a clean slate, and we go all the way back, if I'm looking at all of this as a primary wave 1, okay, this would be a primary wave 1, or excuse me, I should say this would be a primary wave 1, but within that primary wave 1, we've got our 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 waves, so we're looking for an ABC correction, right? Well, I can count this one of two ways. Is it possible that this entire thing is our A, this is our B, and this is coming down for our C wave? Is that possible? Yeah, that's possible, and we're just looking for bottom now. I can get 5 waves out of that, and we're looking for the bottom of our C wave. Is that very, very possible? Yeah, it's possible, but it's also possible, and in my opinion, more likely, that we are looking at this. We are looking at this. To me, looks like a very, very clear A, B, C. Okay, so if that's the case, if that's an ABC, this is extremely impulsive. I don't think anyone would argue that that's a very impulsive looking wave. Okay, so if this is a nice impulsive looking wave, clearly if this is an impulse wave, this wave has failed because price just broke below the start of this impulse wave here. As soon as it broke below here, that's a failed impulse wave. So if I have a failed impulse wave there, what do I have? Well, I have a WXY that looks like it may be starting to play out. We would count all of this as our W. This would be our X, and we'd be looking for a Y somewhere down here. So in other words, we'd be going into another ABC correction to complete our WXY pattern. So we were looking at this as an ABC. So is this an ABC? Well, let's count it out. We know our A typically has 5 waves into it. So can I get 5 waves in here? I think so. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's pretty clear. I think these are very, very clear 5 waves down. Okay, do we have our ABC? Very clear ABC actually. A, B, C. Okay, so if this is all correct, and this is a big if, I'm not saying this is 100% true, guys, but if this count is correct, we're now looking for 5 waves down. Okay, to complete our what would be, because remember, guys, this would be our A wave, this would be our B wave, and now we're coming down to complete our C wave, which completes the larger WXY pattern. I know that sounds, I know that's probably a little confusing, guys, but just what we're looking for is 5 waves down to complete this C wave. Okay, because we all know that every C wave has 5 waves. So if that's the case, we're looking for 5 waves down. What do we have here? We have a very clear 1, 2. To me, this looks like a 3 correcting to a, whoops, sorry guys, that was an ABC. It's not what I'm looking for. All right, here we go. We have a 1, 2, 3, looking for this correction of a 4 and down somewhere for the 5. And it does, in my opinion, look like we very, very likely have one more wave down. Again, doesn't mean we have to, just means in my opinion, there's a good chance that we might have one more wave down, guys. Just a possibility. So if with that in mind, thinking that we might have one more wave down, we come back into our chart, looking at our support and resistance areas, and we say, okay, what's a logical place? Well, if price does end up breaking down, if this support holds at 355 to 335, that's going to be very, very bullish, guys. Obviously, if price can break up above this 380 resistance now, which is acting as resistance clearly, you can see it here. It's wicked in there a few times and it's been rejected. It's literally ping-ponging around between 355 and 380. In fact, if I come in here to the 4-hour chart, you can see it much better. It's just ping-ponging back and forth between these two support and resistance zones. So also remember, guys, we have this massive descending resistance line. So I wouldn't be surprised to see price get close to this descending resistance line before it makes a major break. Does it have to? No. But in the past, as I said, guys, if I zoom back out here, look at Ethereum in the past from the larger picture, from the bigger picture, we can see this descending resistance line's been in place for quite some time, since February. Tested it once. Every time it's gotten close, it's braked right back down. Got close, break right back down, got close, broke down. So wouldn't be surprised to see price get a little bit close to that line, possibly break back down. If we can break above that descending resistance line, guys, that's going to be extremely, extremely bullish. Obviously, that would change this trend. That might be a good sign of a momentum shift for the bulls. But we'll have to wait and see how it plays out. So, but if we do have one more wave down, and this is a big if, guys, only if that count is correct, and I'm not saying it is, this could be the bottom of wave C. Now, I could come up with 5 waves and count it slightly differently, and that's possible, but I think probability tells me there's another wave down. So if that happens, we could get a truncated 5th wave. It could even stop at the bottom of this 335. That's very, very possible, guys, that it is a truncated 5th wave. Happens all the time. I think more than likely, though, there's a good possibility, at least better than, at least 50-50, let's just say that. At least 50-50, if price does break down, that we come into this support zone. This is a very, very, very strong support zone starting at 312 to 290. If we go in the past here, guys, we can just see it. Look in the past here. Look at all the price action that's happened back here. All you, in case you doubt that, just come over here to the volume profile. Where is our POC? Our POC is sitting right here. Even though I don't have it labeled out here, you can see it right here. It's a big purple line here showing you all the buying and selling that's taken place at that, between that 312 and 290 support. So if price does break down, this 355, okay, that's somewhat relevant, not nearly as strong. I do expect this support to hold, and let's call an average of 300. So let's call it 300, give or take $10 would be a good rough estimate, guys. So if price does break down and does hit into this 300 zone, in my opinion, that is a must buy. That is a must buy. If price does break down into this zone, that's a must buy. Yes, I'm going to keep my stop loss tight, have my stop sitting at about 285, very, 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 very tight. But in my opinion, sorry about that, guys. In my opinion, if it gets down here, and I'm not, again, I'll say it for the millionth time, I'm not saying it's going to, but if it does, we always do what? We always wait for the trade setups to come to us. Doesn't mean they always come to us. It just means we don't force a trade. If it comes, great. I'm going to take advantage of it. If it doesn't come, okay. There'll be plenty more opportunities. Plenty more opportunities. So don't force a trade here is what I'm saying, guys. Wait for it. If this, for some reason, and we're not seeing any indication of a turnaround in the market, but if for some reason the market does turn around, price does break above this descending resistance line, yeah, did you miss out on a little bit of a trade here? Yeah, you did. Yeah, absolutely. But you also didn't take the risk. You also didn't lose any money, okay? And then it would be a risk buying right here. It would definitely be a risk. So all I'm doing is small little scalp trades here and there. I'm not going, if we get down here into $300 though, yes, absolutely, I will go long. All right, if we look at our, excuse me, guys, look at our daily RSI. Daily RSI is looking extremely weak, sitting over here oversold at about 27. Looks like it's about to make possibly cool back over, create a double bottom, hit up maybe 26 or so, maybe a small impulse up, possibly create a, or as I said, I think this is in a correction for a wave 4, so maybe that ABC pattern. So another little correction. If we look at our the daily stock RSI, still well oversold, suggesting we may see an increase in price come very, very soon. If we look at our MACD, we could see it's actually looking extremely bearish, showing no signs of reversing course at all. However, the 4-hour MACD is, I should say, in bullish territory. It looks like the MACD line crossed over, but it's moving more sideways than up. So again, not showing any kind of strength whatsoever. So if you did buy this, it would, in my opinion, if you do buy this, very, very quick scalp trades. If you wanted to come down here, wait for a possible double bottom scenario where price ends up coming down, hitting this low of 347. More than likely, it may impulse back up off that. Or a better, in my opinion, possibly a better thing would be to try to catch the top of this support zone again at 355. Quick scalp trade, 355 up to 370, and then get out. Again, are you making a lot of money? No, not at all. Not even close, guys. We're talking about very small 1-2% trades here. Just small scalps here and there with very, very tight stops. Everyone says, well, it's not worth the risk. Depends on how tight your stops are. I mean, it really does. I mean, if you're not risking a lot if you got your stops tight. Now, does that mean that you're going to get stopped out? Yeah, but that's trading. You look at risk reward. If price gets down here, I might ladder in very, very quick, expecting a little bit of bounce. If I don't get the bounce, I'll get stopped out. And if I get stopped out, I get stopped out. You know, again, that's trading. I got a better risk to reward here. If I didn't get stopped out, and if it shoots back up, well then hey, I've got my reward. But you know, yeah, so anyway, guys, if you're not comfortable scalp trading, you're not comfortable getting it out, then just wait. Wait for a signal of which way this is going to go, and I do think that we're going to have it fairly very long. I mean, it looks to me like this could be this A. We're coming up for a B now, maybe back up for one more C wave and then break back down. That would make sense. Now, some would say you could make the argument that we've got an A, B, C, and we're starting to trend back down again. Yes, that's possible too. You know, anything's possible in this market. All we can look at is probability, and probability tells me that everything looks weak at the moment. If I come out here and I look at our moving averages, or excuse me, our exponential moving averages, the 8-day exponential moving average is outlined here in this blue line. Look at price. This is on the 4-hour chart. Price has been unable to break above this 8-day exponential moving average, you know, for the last 2 days. I mean, that's just extreme. Well, actually, since what am I saying? 2 days since the 7th. What is today? Today's the 10th. So it's the last 3 days. Very, very, very bearish, guys. The fact that this thing has just wicked up in here and been rejected every single time. So all signs are that we're seeing a lot of weakening in the market. And we're just gonna, in my opinion, it's best to just wait and see how this ends up playing out. Now, again, we might see a short little recovery here in the short term, a small little bounce, but without any major news to fuel it, I don't think it's going to be sustainable, guys. So I just don't see any good trade setups at the moment other than quick scalp trades. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it there, guys. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, please let me know in the comment section below. And until next time, guys, please trade safe. Please remember to smash that like button or upvote. I would certainly appreciate both. Until next time, guys, please trade safe. This is Working, signing out.